Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Techman, and welcome back to Order and Chaos by Tatsuo, Chapter 2, The Power of Compromise. Cheese! Choco milk! Cheese! Choco milk! There are some aspects of parenting Shirogarath, Daedric Prince of Madness, felt he was ideally suited for. He had the power to warp the very fabric of reality within his domain, conjuring anything his young child could possibly need or desire. He also knew there could be possibly some unpleasant tasks as far as parenting, but he already assigned anything of that sort to Haskell. He also knew there would be emotional moments, and he looked forward to them with breath so bated. He already caught 3 whale lords and Gyarados with an old rod. He also knew there'd be moments so sweet he'd find himself buried in treacle, and headaches that would make even Jollylags suffer from their intensity. He was looking forward to those, just to smite the gray stick in the mud. What he had not anticipated was his ward having an equal power to manipulate the Isles and being just as stubborn, or that this would kick in even with his very first meal. Cheese! Choco milk! Cheese! Choco milk! Every time Shirogarath said cheese, he snapped his fingers, shaping the nearest cloud into a massive block of cheese of one sort or another that would provide little Discord with more than enough energy for the entire time unit, whichever one the Isle was working off of at the moment. Day, year, sympathy, second, eon. He never bothered keeping track, especially since the first moment Discord turned the sun and moon into yo-yos to play with them before flinging them back into the sky. Plainly, time had decided not to put up with it, as the heavenly orbs now only moved if Discord or Shirogarath decided they should. Cheese! Choco milk! Cheese! Choco milk! Every time Discord demanded Choco milk, whatever that was, Shirogarath still hadn't managed to interpret his baby talk. The little chimera would snap his eagle town, and the block of cheese in the sky would turn to a fluffy pink cloud that dripped brown liquid. Shirogarath didn't know much about brown liquids, but he was pretty sure they weren't appropriate baby food. In his experience, brown things were foul-smelling and good only for pranking mortals that wandered into the Isles. And for that, they were delightful! Still, not the sort of thing one fed an infant, even if you were a Shirogarath and the infant was a mix match that made curious Mora weep at the nonsense of it all. Shirogarath made a mental note to introduce them just to collect the tears. They'd make an excellent beverage with a taste of butthurt and despair. Cheese! Choco milk! Cheese! Choco milk! Shirogarath tried every type of cheese he could think of to get his child to accept it for his meal. Stilton, Pules, Esperanza... Jesus, Tatsuo, where did you find this cheese list? Casu, Cheddar, Mozarella, and a few others I cannot pronounce. They had been in it for hours. But every time he provided a cheese, whether tame or exotic, Discord would insistently create the pink fluffy cloud again. Bits of the cloud burst off every time Shirogarath turned it back into cheese, and the pink balls of fluff rained down around them to settle lightly on the ground. Shirogarath managed to catch a bit and taste it, recognizing it as spun sugar and little else. He made a mental note to see what other food items could be spun in interesting ways to make clouds, then returned his focus to his child. Cheese! Choco milk! Cheese! Choco milk! Shirogarath stomped his foot, waving his arms in the air as he made a desperate attempt to intimidate Discord into obedience. Discord, I am your father and the Daedric Prince of Madness, ruler of this land. If I say cheese for dinner, then you will eat your cheese, and you will like it, or so help me, I will see you eat nothing else! Discord, for his part, stuck out his tongue and blew a raspberry crumble in Shirogarath's face. Choco milk! He insisted angrily, waving his mismatched arms over his head in a parody of Shirogarath's behavior, flapping his wings and stomping his feet insistently. Finally pushed beyond his endurance, Shirogarath sent a blast of power straight at the pink cloud directly above them. Discord, apparently thinking this was some sort of game, sent an equal blast of power up, distracting Shirogarath from his irritation into wonder that such a blast could come from a creature so young. Admittedly, his own blast had been casual, a barest fraction of his abilities, but for something to match a Daedric prince, even at that level so young, his thoughts were once more derailed by a rumble in the air. The pink cloud began to swirl above them, darkening into a caramel brown as the fluff swirled into a semi-liquid consistency. Red-hot lightning began to flash, striking the ground, leaving it spicy as peals of thunder leered the landscape. No sign of fruit visible anywhere. The cloud began to hail brown chunks of cheese that bounced off the pair as it paprikaed the ground like a French delicacy. Discord blinked, picking up a bit of the hail and suckling on it. It melted in his mouth, and he squealed happily, "Choco-chee!" He crowned and ravaged for good measure. Picking up a piece himself, Sirgotha examined it. A soft chocolate cheese? He asked curiously. Wait, choco milk? Chocolate milk? But why would you accept milk and not cheese? Discord opened his mouth wide, revealing the single snag tooth Sirgotha had noticed before, and no other teeth in sight. Oh, you don't have teeth yet, Sirgotha realized. You can't chew! No wonder you didn't want hard cheeses. Well, as long as you're eating, I suppose this is a good compromise. He froze, then thawed out slowly. Compromise? I've never had to compromise before. I'm not entirely sure I like it. Discord stretched a bit of the chocolate cheese into a stick, solidified it, dunked it in the caramel cloud, swirled it in the cotton candy puffs, and offered it to Sirgarath. The mad prince smiled as he accepted the offering. I suppose I should get used to it. If nothing else, things will be interesting. I wonder what you'll think about what everyone likes to wear.